Hey guys, so I'm gonna try and be as gentle with this question as I possibly can. Because I never witnessed anything this deep. So I could sound heartless, and you can help me understand it more. Because I have some theories as to why I feel like I would come at it differently and why they're still dealing with this. You remember that Jenny Apple channel, right? Well, now they just call themselves the Apples. And they're still vegan. Haven't looked into the possibility of... Dude, he has a video up there saying something about getting healthy, juice cleanses. My wife always kept me in check. Juice cleanses is the first problem I have here. And am I an awful person for asking this question? I'm gonna ask it. Okay, I don't want any vegans answering this question because I know what their answer is gonna be. I want a carnivore or very, very level-headed omnivore to answer this question. Is it crazy that he's still feeling these super hardcore, intense emotions 10 months after it happened, after he lost Jenny? Is like, it sounds like he's still feeling as if it just happened. I could be wrong. I don't care enough to watch all of his videos because they're hard to watch. He's slow getting his point across and very monotone anyway. So he was always kind of monotone, I found. So I can't really, I don't have enough, patience to go in there and listen to that. Do you think that I am an awful person for thinking that he needs to get some help because of how long he's been dealing with this level of emotion? Because when I lost my grandfather, okay, I struggled for about a month. And I knew he was sick even the month before that. And this was the grandfather that I actually did enjoy being with a lot of the time when I would be over there. He was the one that I would spend my time with when he'd be awake. Because he did nap a lot and he did need time sometimes to himself. And I mean, we all do, but he just seemed like, I don't know. As I got older, I realized some of it was probably a depression, maybe because he was getting older and just didn't have the health that he once had and all that stuff. And Nanny found it very hard on him, and yeah, so. But yeah, when he died, I couldn't get into the swing of school. And this was before Christmas holidays. Let that sink in. It was before Christmas holidays when he died. I was old enough to know exactly what was going on. I remember visiting him in the hospital when he was reaching his last point. And I understood everything. I knew what was happening. I was 15. But the hard part of it was the fact that I was being pushed back into school only 4 days after his death. 5 days. The day after the wake and the funeral days. So Sunday was the wake, Monday was the funeral, and then Tuesday back to school. And they were telling me to get over it. Not in those exact words, but they were telling me to get over it. And I didn't cry right away, but in that moment, I did. Because it was like, how dare you? How dare you? I lost my grandfather and you're telling me to get the freak over it. It's only been 5 days. Right? I was like that. Okay? I was in a kind of depression. I had anger. I went through the different stages of grief. Like, it was kind of like a depression, like no motivation, no drive, no desire to do anything. I just wanted to stay home. I didn't want to go anywhere. I really didn't even want to go to the wake. I was like, but I knew I had to because, and I went to the funeral because, it was my grandfather. So I only went because I wanted his spirit to see me there. I knew his spirit would be there seeing the rest of his family, so I was like, you know what? Anyway, am I a heartless person for saying that 10 months in and he's still feeling these deep, like, it's almost giving the vibes of it just happened to me. That's the vibe I'm getting. I could be wrong in terms of the vibe. I could be wrong on the fact that he could be getting counseling. I don't know. I don't care enough to watch the channel enough. I don't care enough to do a deep dive, really. It's just, the vibe is giving, it just happened and I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? There are like glimpses of like maybe he's starting to feel a bit better about the situation and able to, cope better and, breathe through it and just take each day a lot easier. But then there's this other vibe to it that's almost like I can't do this anymore, and I don't think I can do this, like I don't know what to do, like I don't want to upset my kids, but I can't help that I'm sad and all this, like, it's giving vibes of it just happened. And there's a theory that I have, and you carnivores and level-headed omnivores could probably end up agreeing with me. Who thinks it's because he's vegan that he is still dealing with the emotions just as deeply? I think if he was eating meat, maybe he would still feel sadness and still feel some, and quite honestly, the only reason I don't feel sadness from my grandfather now is because I've reached that stage of acceptance. I'm okay with it. I've had my time. And you know how long that took me to get to the stage of acceptance? I think about 1 to 2 months. I don't know if it was just because it was a whole different situation and he was sick. He was very sick even when I knew him. I remember them telling me, like, when when my cousins were kids, because all my cousins, a lot of them were older than me. So even when my cousins were kids, he had some energy. He could push you on the swing and, play with you and have fun with you. But then he became bedridden, and I don't know what got him bedridden. I don't know why they never gave him a chair to move around in. I guess either they couldn't afford it, or I don't know what the situation there was, but he never had a wheelchair. He was always confined to the bed. He could walk a little bit. He could go to the bathroom with a support cane or a walker. But, he got to that point, and it was like, I'm going to just put this down while I put my meat away. But it gave this vibe, like when I was watching the Apple's channel, it gave this vibe of, I feel like, I'm getting this feeling like, I feel like this just happened, like, I don't know how I can cope, I can't do this anymore, I can't function, I don't know what to do, my kids, how can I continue with, I need to be there for my kids though, that's the only problem. And it's like, dude, you gotta fix your mind. And if that means needing help to do that, then do that. But I think meat will also go a long way. I really do. I think meat would really help him. Now, do not fall, please. Do not fall. So, am I heartless for thinking that? Or, because it took me, now I can understand, okay, some people grieve differently, okay, yeah. I understand that. But here's what we gotta remember. It has been 10 months, all right? Give or take. Give or take 10 months. He is still struggling, and it sounds like he's been struggling just as intensely as he did when it first happened. It sounds like he's never truly been able to find a way to cope and at least try to find a way that he can deal with the feelings a lot better. You know what I mean? So like he just is giving this weird vibe of like it feels like it just happened. I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. I need your help. That kind of vibe. So, and I think part of that is because he's vegan. He's not getting the stuff he needs to his brain to help him. Do you know what I mean? So, am I wrong for thinking this? Or do you think that this could be the case? That he actually isn't able to cope because of the fact he's vegan and not getting the proper fuel to his brain? Because, oh, man. Buddy, by the way, juices are not going to help you. They're not. You know how I know? Because they're full of sugar. Your brain needs more than just sugar. Okay? That definitely won't help you. It won't. Sugar fuels cancer, by the way. Especially the most common ones. Yes, they do. Look it up. It's you can find it on Google. I am very certain of that. What do they feed? How do they check that something is cancerous in a lab? What do? They feed it sugar, right? Am I wrong? From that, we can determine, okay, then I shouldn't be drinking all this sugar. Common sense. That gives me the other clue that common sense for him doesn't even exist. Like, what the heck is common sense? Because, I mean, he wouldn't be doing all that. He wouldn't be drinking juices if he knew that sugars, like, made cancers metastasize faster. All right? So, please. I don't want to seem heartless for saying this stuff, but it's been 10 months and there should be at least some level of like change. But the emotions that I'm sensing, the vibe that I'm getting is, I feel like this just still, like it's all new. It just feels like it all happened today. I feel like I'm still sitting with her, holding my arms, with my arms around her, unable to process the fact she's gone. It feels like it hit right then, like just now. She died just now. That's what it feels like. That's the vibe I'm getting from him. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But if you're still struggling 10 months in, if you're not going to eat meat, at least get some counseling, because they can help you, especially better than I can, because I had a different experience, right? They can help you with overcoming the worst of it, and they can help you, deal with your feelings and your triggers. If there's anything that triggers you, it can help. If there's anything that happens, it can help. Getting the therapy can help with relieving some of that. Okay? Please stop with this craziness. You know that you can't keep going on dwelling on it. Like, it's okay to be sad, okay? I don't really have much sadness anymore because with my experience, I didn't have much sadness. In the end, I got what I needed in that moment. I got the time that I needed. I had the 2 weeks to kind of recuperate, digest everything. I got what I wanted out of the Christmas holidays. I got what I wanted out of the school in the end when I was first trying to digest it all. So 10 months? And it feels like we're still at like 5 days. It's like, are we stagnant or am I just not seeing it? Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Vegans are all obviously going to say yes to my question. Like, well, it's obviously rhetorical. I mean, you're not vegan, so... That's what vegans are going to say. So I'm asking, and if anyone else who isn't vegan, who could, who maybe even knows the channel better than I do, if you've been watching the journey, let me know what you think, because I can't watch these 30-minute videos. I don't have the patience. I don't have the energy. I can't listen to a guy who is monotone all around. He doesn't really, he has emotion when he's crying or whatever, but he's just overall kind of monotone. Maybe not when he's with the kids. I don't care enough to watch the family vlogs. I really don't care about that. It seems like anytime the kids are in bed or something, if he's not doing something with the kids, he's alone. And honestly, I think he's thinking about her all the time. 10 months in, and he still can't seem to find other ways to distract himself. It's all that he thinks about. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing necessarily to think about her, but I'm saying it's like, you need to find another thing to do. Something that can help you ease your mind. And, that's what I can suggest is when I was grieving back when it first happened with my grandfather, I needed time to just, I needed to talk with my friend. I needed to do the things that I enjoyed doing rather than the things that, made me think of him, because all it was gonna do was put me down, and I didn't want to be a weeping willow. You know what I mean? Anyways, so that is, I'm kind of laughing at the weeping willow thing because, anyway, so yeah, I think he needs better coping skills. If he's not going to eat meat, then he needs to at least find a counselor. If I'm interpreting it wrong, again, let me know. I don't care enough to watch the channel. 30 minutes of blabbering on and on and on. I can't. Sorry, I can't. Unorganized thoughts? No. And it's been unorganized for, I don't know. I think even leading up to her being in the hospital and stuff like that. Vegan channels I can't watch. I just can't watch when they're just talking. I can't. They're unbearable. So, please let me know. Please. Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm sorry for the space between now and the last upload. I honestly don't even want to watch I don't even want to be on the internet. I got better things in my life. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys. Don't worry, I will come back, I promise. I promise I'll probably just not be uploading very frequently. But I'm okay. I'm okay. Still doing my diet. Alright, guys. Later.